Welcome, curious minds, to The Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we're actually going to tell you a story. It's a pretty fascinating one. Complex and, yeah, at times, maybe a bit unsettling.
Definitely has those elements.
It's a journey into an online phenomenon, something that's really captivated thousands. We're diving into the latest twists and turns of something called AshVlogs. Mm-hmm. Now, before we get too deep, let me just say right away, okay, this is an alternate reality game, an ARG.
Yeah, that's crucial context.
Totally. So, just to put your mind at ease immediately, no one actually died in this story, so, don't worry on that front.
Good to clarify that early. These things can feel very real.
Exactly. And our mission today isn't like the full history. That would take, well, way too long.
Oh yeah, days probably.
Right. It's more of a concise update.
Yeah.
For anyone who maybe followed it before, or maybe for new listeners who just want an entry point into its strange world.
And that ARG distinction is so important because they really do blur those lines, don't they? Between what's fiction and what feels like reality.
Absolutely.
They're designed to feel real, often using, multiple online platforms. It makes it super immersive. AshVlogs is, well, it's known for being kind of messy, convoluted even.
That's a good word for it.
Yeah, our source basically said it takes place on pretty much every social media site you can think of.
Wow.
YouTube, Instagram, Reddit, you name it. So for today, we're going to mostly stick to the YouTube side of things. That's where the latest big updates seem to have happened, according to our sources anyway.
Okay, makes sense. So YouTube focus. Got it.
It's just fascinating how they use platforms we use every day to, pull you into the story.
Right. Okay. So with that stage set, let's get into what's actually been happening recently. For anyone who has been following AshVlogs, the last big updates kind of hinted that new videos were coming.
Right, there's anticipation.
And then, boom, it landed. A live stream, very stark title. None of this is real.
Ugh, the live stream element. Always significant in ARGs.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, they often serve as like real-time puzzle pieces, or ways to push the narrative forward right now. It makes it feel immediate, like you're witnessing it unfold.
Definitely felt immediate. And this stream, apparently, it had been running for about 4 hours when our source material was put together.
Wow. 4 hours straight?
Well, technically, on and off for the last 2 days. Even before that specific point.
Okay, persistent then.
Very. And the progression, it was something else. It started with just a visual of a tunnel.
Okay, atmospheric?
Yeah, kind of ominous right off the bat. Then it shifted, transitioned to a room.
A specific room?
Presumably one in that building we've seen before in AshVlogs. So a bit of continuity there for people following along.
Right, connects it back.
Then after a bit, a man enters the frame. The thinking is it's a car guy or someone working with him. A known figure in the lore.
Mm-hmm. The antagonist figure, often. Yeah. But then the audio, it apparently took a really dark turn, described as a demented wailing.
Oh, lovely.
Right. And the man, he starts doing this. The source called it cheesy maniacal acting. Lighting a cigarette, playing the role of the, spooky bad guy.
That theatricality, yeah. It's a common device, isn't it? It's not meant to be subtle acting.
Doesn't sound like it.
No, it's about building that atmosphere, creating this unsettling character. It's almost like the over-the-top nature makes it more creepy within the game's context. It signals this is the performance of danger.
That makes sense, like leaning into the role.
Exactly. It's part of the ARG language.
Okay, so the stream keeps going. It changes scenes again.
Yeah.
Next, viewers are taken to another room. This one had a mattress in it. Pretty prominent.
Just a mattress?
Yeah, and here's where it gets really unsettling. It looked like someone was being held there against their will.
Oh, wow.
And the presumption is it's the same bloke as before, which, fits the context of this being an Australian ARG.
Right, the setting implies certain characters might recur.
Yeah. And then the stream showed a hallway. Seems simple, but then things got even weirder. These, unusual spooky donation things started appearing, like streamer notifications, but off.
Using familiar interfaces in a creepy way. Clever.
Yeah. And then spooky typing followed, displaying codes and messages urging viewers to watch closely.
And there it is, the codes.
The codes, yep.
That's core ARG stuff right there. It's the direct invitation for the audience to stop just watching and start solving.
Exactly. Turns passive viewers into active participants.
And the source mentioned the community reaction.
Oh, yeah. Said people have been balls deep in trying to figure this thing out.
Sounds about right. That collective effort is what makes these things work. People collaborating, sharing screenshots, trying to crack the codes together.
Definitely. And the rest of that stream, apparently it just kept interchanging between these locations, the tunnel, the rooms, the hallway, keeping everyone guessing.
A loop of unsettling scenes.
Pretty much. But, AshVlogs is never simple. There's more.
Of course there is.
That live stream wasn't the only recent activity. Apparently, at one point, maybe before the none of this is real version really kicked off, the stream featured a countdown timer.
Ah, the countdown. Built suspense.
Totally. And when it finished, the scene changed to whatever was being shown then.
Classic technique. Creates an event moment.
And, going back even further, there was apparently an Instagram live stream back in February.
Different platform, okay.
Yeah, and it seemed like a direct continuation of, previous AshVlog stuff. Just shows how it sprawls.
That's key for ARGs too. They often use multiple platforms to make the world feel bigger, more pervasive. It's not just contained in one place. These earlier events, the Instagram stream, the countdown, they often plant seeds or clues for what comes later.
Right, connecting the dots. So specifics from that February Instagram stream, apparently numbers 1 and 2 were just visible on a wall somewhere.
Simple but potentially significant. Coordinates, sequence, who knows?
Exactly. And towards the end of that video, one of the guys held up a sign with a code on it.
The old sign with a code trick.
Yeah, the source even noted it felt a bit overdone in ARGs maybe. But hey, it was there.
Well, overdone or not, it works, right? It's a very clear signal to the players. Here's a puzzle for you. No ambiguity. It gets the job done.
Fair point. It definitely shouts puzzle here.
And it encourages that community interaction, screenshots, analysis, discussion.
So look, if you're listening to this and you're intrigued by this whole weird story.
Which, how could you not be?
Right, and you want to really follow it properly in all the detail. You're not alone, the community is super active.
That's the heart of it.
Yeah. Our source suggests heading over to Reddit. Or, even more specifically, there's a Discord channel called I Know Where She Is.
Yes, the Discord hubs. Usually the best place for real-time stuff.
Seems like it. Apparently that's the most reliable place to get the full picture, discuss the findings, especially with all those codes popping up. It's where the hive mind really works.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing to watch, really, how these online communities just come together. People with different skills, code breakers, lore experts, video analysts, all pooling their knowledge to crack these complex narratives.
A collaborative investigation, basically.
Totally. That collective intelligence is often what pushes the story forward.
Now, our source did share a final perspective. They mentioned that while the delivery of AshVlogs can feel a tad bit convoluted.
Which can be part of the fun, arguably. The disorientation.
Maybe, yeah. But despite that, they found the story itself genuinely enjoyable, really captivating.
That's good to hear. Sometimes the execution can overshadow the story itself.
True. And also, there's a feeling, according to the source, that this whole thing might actually be coming to a close.
Ah, the end game.
Yeah. Meaning these recent updates, the streams, the codes, they might be among the last pieces of this particular chapter.
Interesting. Seeing how an ARG resolves is always fascinating. Sometimes it's a clear ending, sometimes not so much. It leaves you thinking.
Definitely. So, wow, we've just kind of navigated this labyrinth, really. Online streams, weird characters, cryptic codes, the whole ever-evolving AshVlog story.
It's quite a ride.
It really is. And it's just a testament, isn't it, to how creative people can be online, weaving these narratives that pull you into this really immersive, collaborative thing.
Absolutely. Blurring those lines we talked about earlier.
Yeah. Fiction, reality, the digital world, it all gets mixed up.
Which, maybe that leaves us with a final thought for you, listening out there. Yeah. As these online stories, these ARGs, get more complex, more sophisticated, what does it mean for us? When those lines between what's real and what's, a part of the game become so intensely blurred, how do we as the audience engage with that? How do we interpret these really elaborate digital tales when everything starts feeling like it could be a clue?
That's a really interesting question to chew on. Something to ponder.
Definitely food for thought.
Well, thank you for joining us on this exploration, this deep dive into AshVlogs.
Yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in.
We look forward to our next deep dive with you.